So today we're going to look at some different reasons why agents fail. I do a lot of training for different people in different companies all over Texas, and I've been all over the United States. And I talk to a lot of different agents and help them learn different systems and how to do better. And I hear a lot of different things like, it's not working, I can't do it, da 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 da. And a lot of it, there's 10 kind of big reasons that they fail and why they're not thinking about it correctly and how they're not working correctly. The first big reason why people fail is they're interested, but they're not committed to the business. So it's kind of funny, but when I joined the real estate business as well, I was thinking to myself, I was getting out of the military, looking for another option, said, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to become a realtor, go around, check open houses out, do some fun stuff. I was interested. I wasn't super committed to the business at first. I had to learn it and get into it and then work. And then once I was working and got into it, I was like, oh, this is great. And then I was much more committed to the business. Most people don't get out of high school and say, I'm going to go get my real estate license and become a licensed agent, become a real estate agent. It'd be great if they did. We'd have a lot better agents if they looked at that and they had their whole passion into it. But you got to think most people don't. Usually it's your second, third career. So that's one of the biggest issues. A lot of people are interested or they're married, their family, their spouse has a great job. There's just no reason. If you read the stories of the Spartans and all the other Roman fighters, when they go to attack a lot of places, they burn the boats. So, if you're going to go in there and go to work and be committed, you burn your boats, you make it happen, you go to work. That's one of the biggest reasons. Number two, they're not strategic thinkers. A lot of agents and a lot of people become an agent and they're just like, all right, I'm a real estate agent. And they step outside, raise their hands in the air and go, hello, I'm an agent. And they expect 100 people to come running down the road. Ooh, me, sell me, help me, help me. And it's laughed, but that's what people think. And you have to chuckle for agents who've been there for a while, but you see this all the time. Brand new agents, they study for, 6 months, a year. They pass their test. They go to school for 2 months. If they do it online, it takes longer. Then they take the test like, I got my test. What do I do? And I hear that so much in Texas where I work for a lot of agents. They're like, okay, I got my test. I'm like, okay, what's your business plan? Where are you going? What's your strategic? What kind of clients do you want? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. They've never thought about that. So they're not strategic thinkers. You need to have a plan in place. That's a big reason, another big reason that agents fail. The third big reason is the fear of failure and the desire to look good. Many people are so scared of failure that they don't want to take chances, don't want to try to make it hard things work, and to make it, try to really push forward and put forth the effort. Yeah, it's scary if you leave. I had a friend right now who just left being a full-time nurse, and then she's like, I'm just going all in. And that's what she's doing. She saves some money going all in, and she's a full-time nurse before. And she said, you know what, even though I have that option, her friends all told her, just do it part-time. And she's like, I'm not seeing the options I want. She was scared of failure and she said, I can't fail now. I have to take care of my family. She's a single mom. She said, I'm on this for everything. No more failure. I'm going to make it work and make it work good. And part of that is the desire to look good. A lot of agents, they're out there doing well, making their closings, and some are not doing so well, and they're only doing one closing every couple months. But some of those people are trying to drive, Bentleys and, Mercedes and all these super expensive vehicles because they want to look good. They don't care if they're in $100 million in debt, it's being silly, of course, but they have massive debt. Their desire is to look good and their fear of failure. They don't want to fail as an agent. They don't want to give up. They don't want to, try to do something else. If it's not working for them after 5 years and they barely surviving, their family's hurting, they're about to lose their house, they're failing, their fear. They don't want to learn the tools that would help them. The next big thing, number four, is no model or the wrong model. This is very important. So you got to think when you start one of the biggest decisions you'll make when you become a real estate agent is to get into the right real estate model. There's tons and tons of brokers out there. I don't even know how many, probably millions. There's so many of them. In Texas, just in San Antonio, we have hundreds in here. People have so many options for the brokers they want. Some brokers that I know of, they charge very little per month and they have no help, they have no model because those are for experienced agents. The agents know what they need to do. They just need someone to sponsor them so they can go make their money. Other brokers have much higher fees and they have a much more structured model where they work. So you're going to have to think when you start, do I need the structure? Do I need to go through and figure this out? Does someone need to hold my hand and help me in the beginning, which is nothing wrong with that? Should I join a team? Should I get this model, this structure where I should have, so we talked about structure before, where you have that ready. You need some kind of model ready to go so you can do this. That's a big thing of what I sit down with a lot of agents as we build the model. How is your business going to look? What are we going to do? How are we going to make it work? That's a big thing for agents. You have to have the model. If you have the wrong model, then you need to step back and say, okay, this isn't working. What am I doing wrong? Let's try something different. Another big issue is that, as you like to say, their gas stations open one day a week for 1 hour. A lot of agents wake up early Monday morning, they're ready to go, they work for 2 to 3 hours till noon, and they're like, whew, that was a great week. And then they're just running around, going to, visit builders, open houses, meeting other agents, going for lunch with all the title companies, and not doing any real money-making activity. Your gas station needs to be open more than one day a week for 1 or 2 hours. You need to work. That's a big thing with agents. You have to think it's going to take work. It's going to take effort. I have to make this work. I have to put in the time. Sometimes you might work a 15-hour day. Sometimes you might work a 4-hour day. Great. Sometimes it might be a 15-hour day. You never know what's going to happen until you do it. So you can't have, I only work 9 to 6 Monday through Friday. Another big thing is that people have is they have no sales swagger. It's kind of a funny way to say it, but they don't have any sales training. They don't know how to ask questions. I always call it having difficult questions with your clients. If you do a listing presentation, you can't just say, oh, what did you think about that? You need to be asking, are you ready to list with me? Are you ready to sign? Are you ready to do this? Now, of course, you wouldn't say it like that. You would have your sales swagger. You would ask your questions. You would do that. A lot of agents don't have any kind of sales swagger. They just don't know anything about sales. They don't know how to build a sales ladder. They don't know how to build a sales hook. They don't know how to offer a call to action. If you don't know anything, if none of those terms make any sense from you, you really need to get some sales help. It can make a whole night and day difference, because as agents, we're salespeople. So you have to think, I am a salesperson first. This is what I'm making first and what I'm doing. After that, I can go through and do the rest of my business and everything else. But first of all, I'm a salesperson. So you have to kind of go there first and get your sales swagger down. Another big thing, another next one, is that most agents don't have any goals broken down into the daily task. Which means when I sit down, for example, and I say, okay, how many closings do you want? I want 2 closings a month, for example. I'm like, great. What price range? I don't care. Okay. What client do you want to close? I don't care. Some with money is the usual answer. Anyone who's pre-approved in money. Great. Okay, what type of client? Where do they work? What do they do? You have no real goals. How many calls is it going to take per day to reach your goals? So if I want to get 2 to 4 closings per month for myself, I know I have to call 10 people a day and have 10 conversations about real estate with different clients, potentials, referrals, past clients, everybody. I have to make my 10 calls and have real conversations, and that can take 2 or 3 hours in itself to get those done. But I have that broken down into daily tasks of what I need to do every day. Some days I'm doing videos, some days I'm doing something else. Everything to be successful for me is broken down and ready to go. You have to have that worked out. The next reason, one of the next main reasons agents fail is that a lot of agents have a poor schedule or very weak routines. If you're not calendaring everything correctly and don't have everything ready to go in your like tomorrow, I can open my calendar and say, okay, what's happening tomorrow? What's happening Sunday? What's happening Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, etc., etc. I know exactly what I'm doing every day. The night before, I can look at it. I do it every night. I pull out my calendar before I go to bed. What am I doing tomorrow? When do I need to be up? When do I need to do this? So of course I get up early, do my thing, but then I know, okay, this morning I had a really early appointment at like 7 a.m. So I had to be up and do things a little bit different other than doing my normal exercise where I'm usually just finishing exercise early. So that time I can adjust my calendar. I have a good, strong calendar I can follow. So they always say work hard, have a good calendar, your time blocking done. And if you can keep it 60 to 70% of the time, you're doing great. You'll be way above most other people. The other part of that is week routines. Do you have what do you do? What's your day you call your clients? What do you do your videos? What day do you do this? Is that on your calendar, your schedule? And are your routines broken down? Or do you work hard for a week and then give up the next week and don't do crap? That's the problem you're going to have to think about. Get off your butt, stay on track, follow your calendar. Yeah, it's tiring, it stinks sometimes. That's the job when you're running your own business and have the great opportunity we have. So when you have that awesome opportunity, stay on track, work hard, make it happen. The last thing is the lack of financial management. So many agents, it was funny, I was talking to an agent today. We're looking at business plans and helping him understand, what he needs, what we can do to help him out. And he was saying that the biggest issue I have sometimes, he's a very successful agent, been doing real estate for 18 years. And he said, sometimes I'll have a great month and I'll make 50, 60,000 in one month. And then he said, I'll slack off after that. I'll spend it. I won't save it. I won't invest it. The next month I won't hard to make 60,000 again, which if he did, he'd make, six, 700,000 for the year. Instead, he'll end up the year only 120,000, 160,000 because he just plays. You work, you get the huge paycheck, you have 5 or 6 closings 1 month. You're like, that was a great month. Holy crap, I'm doing great. And then you kind of catch your breath. Okay, I'm okay for 6 months if I'm budgeting. You have to get rid of that. That's not financial management. You need to structure it out, and then you need to don't give up. You keep working. Now, the other option is a lot of agents will make the 50,000 and go out and buy a new car, go on a trip, do something for 2 months, blow it all in 2 months without even saving it for, their bills and then trying to work harder, just being lazy. They blow it all and it's gone. I had a great agent that I was helping to train. He was having a hard time. We got him set up. He did 3 closings. He's never done so many. He made over 30,000 in 1 month. And that's what he made the whole year. Grabbed himself a girl he just met, took her to a different town, went on the town for 2 weeks, vanished. We didn't even know where he was. He was gone for like 2 weeks on vacation, just blowing through his money with his girl. Came back. He's like, okay, I'm back, Andrew. I need to make some more closings. I got some bills due next month. I don't have anything coming in. And I was like, dude, you were gone for 3 months. And now you want to come back suddenly and be really successful and make these closings. That's not how it happens. You have to have good financial management, structure it out, and keep the flow coming. All that kind of feeds into each other with the good schedule, the good goals, your mental, your sales swagger, working good. You can't only work good enough to have 1 or 2 good months. You want it to stretch out. I mean, if you make $1 million, great. Good for you. You had a great month. You're probably okay for the year. Some agents can do that. They're big teams, but most agents are not. In San Antonio, where I work, the average agent makes $45,000 a year. And that's the regular income for most people, which is like 3 to 4 closings a year. So they're going to make 3 to 4 closings a year, make their 45,000, and that's going to keep them alive. They're not going to be successful. They are going to be, in their mind, they might be, that's great. But officially, they're not going to be making enough to live high on the hog, as they say, and be able to, they're going to have to be very careful of what they spend their money on. So if you have good financial management and you work hard and you follow the steps and don't let yourself get caught in the traps, you're going to do well. Now, just an add-on, a lot of times we'll go through this and you'll be listening and say, Andrew, I don't want to do that crap. This shit stinks. I'm not doing this. And you're going to say, no, this is too much. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. You may be not cut out, or it might not be something you really enjoy doing. And then you'll say, what? I'm not ready to be an agent. I didn't know it was going to be like this. I want to do something else. Find something else you love and make a career out of it. Even if you're not making 120, 160, 200,000 a year as an agent, which only about 1 to 5% of agents are across the country, everyone will always say, I had 50 closings. All right, 48 of those were $100 rental payments, which is great. You survived. You made your 45,000 that year. If it's not for you and you want to do something else, don't be worried. Again, feel of failure. Don't be scared to be like, okay, this isn't working. I need to do something else to support my family. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not for everybody. Everything out there is not for everybody. Some people are better and good at other people. Don't get weird about it. Just do it good. Make it happen. Work hard. You got this, guys. Reach out if you have any questions.